Ladies and gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. So, the Luther film that we have been waiting on for years, that they've been talking about was supposed to happen, didn't happen, is coming out this time, this time. The Luther film is finally here. And us, even myself as Luther fans, was very excited to finally get this film, and we have been waiting on this film. So, before I go into details, let me just tell you this. I love this film. This film was really good. And if you are a Luther fan, you're going to love this film. If you're not a Luther fan and you're curious or probably heard about it, check out the Luther series first and then see the movie so that way you can understand what's going on and understand who Luther is. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. So let's get into it. Number one, the story. Man, this story was really, I wouldn't say really, take that back. The story was dark. The story was gritty. The story was very good how they wrote the story of what was going on. Because in the series, we seen some people that Luther dealt with and the things that he had to go through to catch these crazy ass people. But in here, he had to go through some things that we wouldn't expect him to go through, but he did. And it was just how the story was written, that everything went together and it kept you on the edge of your seat to where you didn't know what was going to happen. It was very unpredictable. And I love films like that when it's unpredictable. Not just regular unpredictable, but when it's unpredictably good. To that point where you be like, oh, this happened. What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? I think this is going to happen, but something else happened. So the story was on point. That's number one. Number two, the acting. Andy Serkis as the villain. Wow. This guy is such a really good actor. You know, if you guys don't know who Andy Serkis is, you probably seen him in he played one of the villains in Black Panther. He played Alfred and Matt Reeves the Batman. If you haven't seen Matt Reeves the Batman, definitely go check that out. Really good film. But he was Alfred in that. And in here, it was just the things that he did as this villain, how dark he was. It was just like, wow. It just made you look and be like, this dude is so cold blooded, dark. Wait, take that back. Not cold blooded, because cold blooded is an understatement. Just, he was just a very, very dark character, very black hearted character. He did not care. He just had tunnel vision. It was just all about what he wanted. And he did not hesitate or did not care about pressing those limits to get what he wanted. And I love villains like that, because when you have a villain like that, it definitely makes the hero go harder. It definitely pushes him to those limits. And we already know what type of character Luther is. He doesn't mind getting pushed to those limits. But in this film, he was really pushed to the limits to where it was the point of no return for him. Now, Idris Elba as Luther, we already know what he does. We already know hands down he takes care of business as Luther, so we don't have to say that because we already know. The next person who did a good job was Cynthia. Am I saying this right? Cynthia Yervo. Now, if y'all don't know who Cynthia Yervo is, she's the young lady who played Harriet Tubman in the Harriet Tubman film. She was really good in that. She was in the movie Viola Davis. I can't think of the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I'll come back to it. But she's another person in Hollywood doing her thing. And her as the lead inspector in this film, she did a really good job. Kudos to her. Um, so the cast, they definitely held it down. But Andy Serkis as the villain, he made the film. Andy Serkis made the film. The next thing, the uh the way it was shot, the scenes, the cinematography that was used in there, the way that they shot this film, the scenes, how dark it was, the streets, everything was shot really, really good. And it went with what was going on, whether it was night, whether it was day, whether it was just talking on the phone, whether it was something happening at night. It just everything went together. The way that the film was shot, everything just went together like peanut butter and jelly. To when I said that the film was dark, the cinematography, right along with the script and the acting, it just all combined together that made this such a really good film. And I am happy that we got this film. I love this film. I'm just because as a Luther fan, I'm a Luther fan, but this is a really good film. And I know Luther fans are very excited and happy that we got this film. So, on my temperature scale of low, medium, high, I'm going to give Luther Fallen Sun a high because this is a really good detective story film. And even if you're not a Luther fan, like I said, even if you never seen the episodes, even if you don't want to go back and watch the episodes, but if you're looking for a good dark detective murder mystery to watch this weekend on Netflix, or even if you may not see it this weekend or maybe later on down the line when you get some time, Luther Fallen Sun is the one. Trust me, you will not be disappointed when you see this. You will not be disappointed at all. So you guys let me know how y'all feel about this. Leave your comments down below. I want to hear from you all. And until then, stay tuned.